China and India are two ancient civilizations with a time-honored history. In February 2007, the two countries kicked off the Year of Friendship through tourism in the Indian capital of New Delhi.
I believe we cemented our ties and we strengthened our friendship during that year.
Join us on Up Close to meet Indian Ambassador Nirupama Rao and hear her perspectives on Sino-Indian tourism and cultural exchange. Thank you and welcome to Up Close. China and India are two ancient civilizations with a time-honored history of being linked by the Silk Road. But now, the new bond between the two most populous nations is tourism. Today, I'll be your tour guide taking you through China, and we have a very special guide who will be sharing us the gems of India. Please join me in welcoming Indian Ambassador Nirupama Rao to the Up Close studio. Ambassador Rao, welcome to Up Close. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy to be here.
Thank you. You have a beautiful sari on today.
Thank you. It's a typical Indian sari, hand-woven from the deep south of my country.
Looks like a lot of fabric wrapped around you.
Yes, 5.5 meters.
5.5 meters. Wow, it's really beautiful.
Thank you.
Now, I know both of our countries, China and India, they both really evoke a rich, a very exotic culture and environment. I want to start with our studio audience today. How many of you dream of going to India? A lot of people. Well, I would say most of the people dream of going to India. How many of you have been to India? Just a couple of you. So actually, a lot of you still have yet to fulfill your dreams. I hope you do get to fulfill your dreams. But today we're going to take a sort of a virtual tour of India. Is that right?
Yes, I certainly hope that we will be able to give our audience a glimpse of a very ancient, very splendid civilization.
All right. Well, what do you guys think? Let's start our journey, a journey that's going to take us through the ancient civilizations of both China and India. How about it? Good? All right. Okay, let's have a seat. Ambassador Rao, I know this year China and India kicked off the Year of Friendship through tourism. What's the significance of this year?
Well, I think as everybody knows, it is through tourism that people discover each other. And here we have two ancient civilizations, two of the largest countries in Asia, with 40% of the world's population between them. And there is this need for them to know each other better. All said and done, there is an information gap between our two countries. Although, mind you, the acquaintance, the friendship, in a sense, goes back to the time of our ancestors. And in both our countries, you know, we have the tradition of ancestor worship. And I think, in a sense, this is the time to remember the tremendous achievements of our ancestors in forging this time-honored and time-tested friendship between our two countries. And therefore, tourism is a wonderful way to rediscover that spirit. And that's what we are setting out to do.
This year's Year of Friendship through tourism actually follows 2006, which was the China-India Friendship Year. What sort of activities did you have during that year?
Well, we celebrated the Friendship Year 2006 with a number of events, beginning, of course, with the exchange of visits at the topmost leadership level. The Chinese president, of course, went, His Excellency Mr. Hu Jintao went to India towards the end of the Friendship Year. It was in November 2006. We began the year with a number of events. We had cultural shows, we had a film festival, we had the exchange of cultural troops, we had a book exhibition. I believe that the Institute of Indian Studies at Beijing University organized a number of events, including a conference. And our defense minister at that time, Mr. Pranab Mukherjee, came to China. And as I said, it culminated in the very successful and milestone visit of the President of China to India. And in a sense, we strengthened, in more ways than one, the strategic and cooperative partnership for peace and prosperity between India and China. Right. So it all worked out extremely well. And I believe we cemented our ties and we strengthened our friendship during that year.
What are the aspects that are of paramount importance between China and India?
Well, I always describe the relationship between India and China as the tree of life itself. And life encompasses within itself so many dimensions, and so does our friendship. The political relationship, the dialogue at the leadership level, the topmost leadership level, I referred to it just now. The economic and trade relationship. Our trade between India and China has grown to 25 billion US dollars in 2006, the calendar year. And it grew 10 times. That is 10 times between 2000 and 2006. Wow. So you get a sense of the rate of growth there.
Sure.
There is a tremendous excitement, I believe, on the trade and economic scene. And businessmen of both countries are engaging with each other, touching base. The number of visas that are to embassies, the Embassy of India in China and the Embassy of China in India are issuing, are growing by the day. We have the education relationship in the field of education. A number of Indian students study in China, and we hope to see the numbers of Chinese students in India also grow. In fact, a number of medical students from India study in China today.
Is that right?
And their numbers are growing. And of course, we have the people-to-people contact. We have air links between the two countries now, direct links. Air China, as you may be aware, flies between Beijing and Delhi thrice a week. So my vision of India-China relations is to see more and more contact and communication. I call it the 4 C's. I mean the letter C, that is. We must start with communication, and then from communication we can strengthen cooperation. And with cooperation you get concord and harmony, which is also stressed very much in China today. And from that you get peaceful coexistence. So these 4 C's really define our relationship.
Right. Yeah, now when it comes to tourism, what are the types of events that you want to have this year?
We inaugurated a beautiful exhibition, the Art Treasures of India, Ancient Art Treasures of India exhibition. And this is very special, this exhibition, because it put together exhibits of ancient archaeological art and sculpture from India. And so this exhibition offers Chinese audiences a glimpse into the ancient art and history and the wonderful amalgam of traditions from all over Asia that have come into India and become Indian in a sense. So that is one aspect of the tourism year. We hope to have tour operators from both countries meeting with each other and finding ways to promote tourism and increase visits of people between the two countries. Culinary and cuisine exhibitions.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, because we have a rich tradition in both countries. And similarly, film shows, exchange of cultural troops, and visits, yes, I must not forget the media, visits of journalists from both countries, because I think the media can play a crucial role in bridging this information gap that I mentioned.
Absolutely.